Get this, folks. The Media Research Center, Brent Bozell's group, has found that 86% of the coverage, ABC, NBC, CBS, Romney's foreign trip, 86% of the coverage of Romney's trip centered on his gaffes. 86% of all coverage of Romney's trip, the three networks centered on his gaffes. The Media Research Center also compared the media's coverage of Romney's trip to a similar trip made by Obama in 2008. The networks gave 53 minutes of negative coverage to Romney, 92 minutes of gushing coverage to Obama's trip. And the crazy thing is, there were no gaffes in Romney's trip. There were none. Not one. It was an overall success, Romney's trip was. And yet 86% of the coverage was on his gaffes. It's Friday, folks. Let's roll on.
Now, from sunny South Florida, it's Open Line Friday.
One big exciting hour left, and the number is 800-282-2882 if you want to be on the program. The email address, lrushball@eibnet.com. I just got an email from a friend, and the subject line of the email, am I being paranoid? Here's the question. Could the increasing number of unemployed actually help Obama? Now, I know your first reaction, how does that compute, Rush? How the increasing number of unemployed help Obama? Well, if you're out of work, you might start thinking, you know what, I'm going to need government handouts. If there aren't any jobs, I'm going to need government handouts. Who's the guy passing them out now? Obama. So I throw that out there as a think piece. Because doesn't that boil down to the question we're all asking? How many people have been converted to permanent takers? And how many people aren't? The 18-year-old guy called, Rush, don't, whatever. It's always going to be hardworking people. Yeah, but how many? How many? Those are the people sleeping all day at election day. I think the question is born of paranoia, but in this case, is the paranoia... Is it worth thinking about? Okay, look, because the average person, well, we don't know. Forget average. Take your typical out-of-work guy, knows there's not going to be anything done on jobs immediately. And even if Romney wins, although I have to tell you, I'm going to make it, Romney wins this thing, you are going to see an uptick in economic activity, small business activity, stock market, people's attitudes. I think it will be profound and immediate. Just the attitudinal shift that'll take place if Romney wins. I really do. Anyway, folks, great to have you back as we now get into our last hour, Open Line Friday today. Let's go back to Gail. She held on. She's in Chicago. And start at the very beginning, Gail.
Well, I told you I love your show.
Oh, no, no, just say that. I mean, with the beginning of your question.
Okay, the beginning of my question was whether or not you were a hardworking American. And I'll tell you why I'm asking this. Yesterday, I was home listening to replays of Obama trying to convince people that his tax plan was the right tax plan to go with. And one of the things that that really caught my attention was when he was talking about how Romney wants to give tax cuts to the rich people that are making, which are 250,000 plus earners.
Right.
And how he wants to, Obama doesn't want to do that. He wants to give tax cuts to the hard-working Americans, or to the working Americans.
Right.
And I'm like, what? So I had to go back later on and listen to it again, and I'm like, by inference, and I'm a teacher, I don't know if I told you that, a Republican or independent teacher, and I had to go back, and I'm thinking, by inference then, if the people who are going to get the tax cuts are hard-working Americans, or working Americans, does that mean people like you and people I know actually, because my husband's in business, that make over $250,000? Are they not hardworking Americans?
Exactly. I
I was insulted. I'm like, wait a minute. I know teachers. If you have two administrators working at a school, you've got two people that are making $250,000 a year.
No.
So they're not.
But I'm telling you, you've just, with your question, you've just nailed it. You give me the opportunity to make this point again. Barack Obama is a revolutionary. He believes that we're in the middle of a revolution, and there's going to be pain and suffering. And the purpose of this revolution is to make sure the people who are rich, who've had it easy, who got lucky, and who've taken all the money from everybody else, time they give it back. It's time they gave it up. It's time to transform society. This is a man who we don't have a class system. We don't have a caste system. He believes that people are born into classes, and the rich class steals from the other classes and mistreats them, takes them for granted, takes advantage of them. His job is to go, and by the way, they don't work hard. They won life's lottery. They're lucky. They just happen to get the lucky sperm club, or they inherited it, or whatever, or they stole it from other people, and they cheated people. This is, honest to God, how he looks at it. And it's also part of the class envy routine to tell these people, you're the hard-working ones. You're the ones that are breaking your backs. You're the ones working your fingers to the bone. And what do you got to show for it? Nothing, because it's being stolen from you by these lily-white rich people. That's what he's after. That's the impression he wants to create.
Well, I totally believe you, and then trust me, I am doing everything in my power.
I'm telling you, don't doubt me on this.
I don't, and I have not given up hope. I listened to your show because you give me hope.
This is economic justice. As far economic justice to him is the government taking from the achievers. He doesn't look at them as achievers. He looks at them as thieves, or people who've been nothing more than lucky, and it's just not right. Those people are going to have to give it up. And they won't give it up, so he's going to have to take it from them.
Has anybody asked the question how this is going to affect charities? Because I'm telling you,
doesn't care about that.
I am not going to be giving to charities.
He doesn't care
as much as I did. If Obama is going to take my money and decide who gets it,
that's fine. That's fine. He'll become the #1 donor to charity and make all the charities depend on him. He's totally cool with that. Absolutely fine. If he can take away the charitable deduction and other financial incentives to make charitable donations, fine with him. He'll be happy to. He's already taken over a car company. He's taken over the student loans. They're pressing the banks now to make loans again to people who can't afford it. He wants to run everything. He wants to be the go-to guy if you need something. He wants a Democrat Party to be the go-to party if you need something. He doesn't want you relying on yourself. He doesn't want you depending on hard work. That's a fool's game. The only people that work hard are the people that get the shaft. The only people that work hard are the people that get screwed. The rich people, you don't see them ever doing any work. They couldn't dig a ditch if they had to. They couldn't run the cables. They couldn't do this. They couldn't build the roads in front of their businesses. They couldn't even build their own factories. These people are the luckiest people on earth. And he's out to get even with them here. He believes in trickle-down government, not trickle-down economics. I'm telling you, the guy's an economic bigot. So, in my case, as to your question, I am the hardest working person in the no business, but it doesn't ever look like I am.
I know you're hardworking. I know that.
Yeah, but if you saw me doing it, you wouldn't think it's hard. You realize what a burden this is for me, Gail? I mean, even my friends don't think I really work because they never see it. I mean, who can see brain neurons firing? Nobody can see that. Nobody can see mental maneuvering or thoughts or ideas spring to life, particularly when their primary expression comes later in the form of words. Spoken words. Where's the work there? I don't even write down what I say. So where's the work? So most of the time people see me sitting and think I'm just the laziest SOB that they've ever run into. Members of my own family at times, are you ever going to do anything? I'm doing it now. What? I'm working. You're playing with the computer. I love the computer, and but I'm working. Oh, gee, come on. At least take out the trash and make it look like you're working. Oh, how about I go feed the cat? Okay, fine. I'm joking. I cut the grass. Anyway, I'm really lucky. You know, my life is my work. I mean, I don't know how to put it better than that. Living my life. I'm working. That's as lucky as you can get. I mean, when you look at a Cray supercomputer, do you think it's working? Well, you have your desktop, your laptop, you're looking at it, and it's doing its thing. Do you think it's working? No, it's just sitting there. A bunch of nuts and bolts. Yeah, folks, it's tough sometimes being me. I wouldn't normally complain, but she asked.
The Rush Limbaugh radio program will continue.
Rush Limbaugh annoying the left coast to coast
on the EIB network.